Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Homefront Harmony, the show for resources for military families, helping you out with everything that you may need. I am your host, Stevie Dahl, and today we have a wonderful episode for you. We have my friend Damien. Now, Damien not only served our country, thank you for your service in the Army, but he is also the owner of his own company. So welcome to the show, Damien.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
And we're happy to have you. Now, you were in the Army, correct?
I was, yes.
And how long did you serve?
15 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. You did do service for us. Thank you so much. What got you into the Army?
Necessity, really. Honestly, I was tired of kind of doing what I was doing.
Okay.
I wasn't going anywhere.
Okay.
And my cousin was already in for about a year.
Oh, okay.
And it was really survival at that point. I wasn't particularly patriotic. I was over there in New Jersey when 9/11 happened.
Okay.
I saw what that did and what it did for people as far as uniting. That didn't play an important part in my life until later on in my career when I deployed for the first time, where that really kind of hit home for me. So it was really out of necessity at first, and then it became just me.
Okay.
My character. Yeah.
Okay. I've got you. And so you did see some combat time.
I did.
Okay. Yeah. How many deployments did you have?
I've done 3.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Thank you for your service. We talk about a lot on this show that it doesn't matter what you did when you were deployed. If you were near combat and you were deployed, you saw something, you know.
You did. And honestly, that kind of stuff only matters to like the small circles of people that you're with. You know, like there's going to be that haze and there's going to be like, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, you're a pogue, whatever the case may be, right? At the end of the day, like we all served, and it's kind of, we were all away from our families. We all had to do some hardship. We had to do some stuff maybe we didn't like, stuff that we did like, but it's not okay to like, things like that.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. I can understand that. And it's a part of what you do. Now, so you had 3 deployments, you had your career that you were in. What made you decide to, okay, I'm going to transition out of service?
Medical, honestly. I was broken at that point. I'm still obviously broken, but I had to get out. It was just time. My body couldn't take it anymore. Okay, well, understandable. We got to listen to our bodies. Got to listen to our bodies. All right, so you transitioned out of service, and since it was due to medical, obviously you had some paths you had to go down and roads you had to take. Were you able to try to strategically plan what you were going to do once you got into the civilian world at all? Well, so I got lucky because my time in the military, as far as the Army is concerned, was mostly National Guard. So all my active duty time was only the deployment, schools, training, a bunch of other stuff. So I was already kind of halfway transitioned. In terms of kind of already having a job. However, I thought that was easy. I say that because once that identity is gone, it doesn't matter if you're just doing a part-time or what. It's something that you deeply miss, and you don't realize how big it is until it is gone. Gotcha. And that was kind of the hardship as far as transitioning for a while. Where's my purpose? And that's where I kind of landed to where I am now.
Okay. And that is the thing. We get a lot when we talk to our veterans. We get a lot of when they transition out of service, finding their purpose is one of the paths that's really rough for them. And it's almost like a loss of identity as soon as they transition out, because you're so used to that life, you know. I was telling my in-laws the other day, they were asking me about like, you know, AARP and stuff. And did my parents like it if they used it? And I said, my dad liked that they call him Chief George. So that was it. So you transition out and obviously deal with some medical things. And then what got you from there to now owning your own company?
So, I mean, it was a huge kind of just trial and error thought process in terms of like, okay, how can I still serve my brothers and sisters? How can I still serve the community? How can I do that effectively? And then at the same time, kind of the selfish part about it, it was just like, okay, it's something that I can consume, something that's mine, something I can use.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of just kind of thinking about those kind of things. Coffee, I don't know if you've seen the ads for like, hey, get your own coffee business out there, blah, 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 through Instagram, a few other places.
Okay.
But it's actually fairly easy.
Oh.
But then, you know, now you have to make it your own. The identity has to be there. Everything else past that point, as far as getting it started, is a lot harder.
Okay.
I landed there. I thought about doing supplements and stuff like that, but it was kind of a niche thing. A lot of people already have it. It's saturated. Coffee is too. However, that's where the identity comes into play. So that was kind of it. I was just like, I need to do something. I'm driving myself crazy. Yes, I'm working, but I'm not serving anything. I'm not doing anything at all for anybody. And I needed that back.
Okay. So. Gotcha. And so in case we haven't mentioned, Freedom Bear Coffee. So, and please, it's not a surprise. Coffee. Let's talk about stuff that you do a lot in the military. Fitness, coffee. Coffee's in there, people. Coffee. So what made you pick Freedom Bear?
So it started out as Bear Necessity Coffee.
Oh, okay.
Play on, the
Bear Necessity. Yeah, the Bear Necessity.
Yeah. However, the handle for that was just kind of taken already too. Like it was more geared towards that. I had to compete at that point. So I was like, all right, we'll start with that. See how that runs. Didn't run too well. I was like, okay, I need something that's a little bit more me, something that's a little bit more patriotic, something that just kind of makes sense for my character.
Gotcha.
Hence the flag, the freedom portion of it, and then I can do something fun with it over time.
Okay.
And that's kind of how that was born. It was trial and error, and it took about a year for that to kind of come into fruition. And once I had it, LLC'd it, and call it a day.
Wow. So you built a coffee brand on Instagram?
I started with one of the kind of make your own through Shopify type deal. I started that way. Found some roasters that I appreciated that were obviously local and to the United States. That were anything from just no chemicals, chemical free, as far as their flavors, all natural flavors, all those things. I had to make sure I hit before I decided to do this because that's what I wanted.
Right.
And the other thing was roast to order.
Okay.
So I went through a lot of different companies and I finally landed on some roasters, and then that's how it started through Shopify, and then I built it through Instagram.
Wow. Now, how long have you been doing Freedom Bear Coffee?
About 2.5 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Very, very cool. And what's roast to order?
Roast to order is just that. Once you order, that's when the roasting process starts. Once they're done roasting, they ship it. And so it's fresh, 5 to 7 days from start to finish.
Learn something new every day. I did not know that. That's very, very cool. So for you, it was obviously you have an entrepreneurial spirit and kind of got the sales side into it with it, because you talked about the supplements, a way to go on that. Has that always been kind of your...
My North Star has always really been just kind of, forget about me, let me take care of everybody else.
Gotcha.
And although that, the way it sounds is like, okay, that's noble, that's good, that's great. It's also counterproductive to like my health and everything else.
True.
So I was like, okay, let me balance that. Let me take as far as me helping people, like to help me. Brings me up, motivates me, kind of lifts my spirits, makes me a little bit more healthier, allows me to kind of be a better me for them. Let me do it that way and still have that whole like, hey, I'm taking care of you. I've always kind of had that. So I just used it. So, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I'm a protector and a fixer. It's what I do. I like to fix stuff. When I can't fix it, it irritates me. Shouldn't be insecurity. Can't always fix insecurity.
Oh, that's true. Very true.
It's a little frustrating sometimes because you want to hurt the bad people, but it's the line we draw there. Now, we talk a lot on this about, the transition out of the service, the loss of the identity, with the mental health aspect with everything, which I know you're very open with the fact, we need to talk about that because there are people who suffer. Do you help or talk to other veterans or service members as an avenue? Can they come to you and talk to you when they're dealing with maybe some struggles? Because I know you're in really good shape right now.
Well, I'm not, but by doing what you're actually asking me as far as the answer there is like, yeah, that's exactly what I do. That's the only way I can communicate the way I feel, and the stuff that I go through is through our community, our veteran community. Yeah. I've tried the therapists, the ones that mean well. They all mean well, but they lack the experience.
Yeah.
That's the hard part about it. I can only go so far with me.
Right.
So yeah, that's the other part of this whole thing. This thing started out as selfish. It was like, okay, how can I, for myself, continue to support my brothers and sisters? There was a selfish aspect to it.
Gotcha.
And then it became very quickly into like, okay, how can I give myself more to these people because they're giving me a lot of them, and we're helping each other out this way now. It became just more of another necessity, really. Like I need those people, the people that are over there, like Nevada entrepreneurs and stuff like that, that we go see when we do those events. Micah, for example, I need those people.
Yeah,
absolutely need them.
Yeah,
because I know I can talk to them.
Yeah. So connection. We both know Micah. We're actually going to have Kristen on the show too. Very exciting.
Awesome.
But the community is so huge in the military space. It is such the fact that you have that safety to talk to. We've had other veterans come on and tell us, and same thing. They said, look, therapists are great, but if they haven't been through it, it's kind of hard to talk to them about combat when they never been anywhere near the combat, kind of thing. And I can understand that, that camaraderie is a little easier. It's a little more comfortable to have a conversation with someone who will understand a little better.
There's also kind of a give on our side though too, right? So we have to be comfortable with understanding that, like, okay, for example, PTSD is very broad.
Yeah.
You get PTSD through various means of trauma.
Oh yes.
The stigma aside, the stigma was like, no, it's combat. This is more important type of trauma. This matters more than that person's trauma.
Right.
It's just not the case.
No.
Once you can get past that, then maybe you guys can have a better conversation, and maybe you can help each other out. Often, us as far as veterans, we kind of lack that empathy a little bit. And it's up to us to kind of fix that so we can be able to fix ourselves as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I could understand that. I think one of the things we try to do on this show too is to show people out there who maybe there's not you have to be at this level to do this step or to be no, it doesn't matter. It is like insecurity. It is, if you see something, you say something. If something is a little off, it's not a problem to ask a question or reach out on that aspect. It is sometimes intimidating. I can admit that. It's sometimes intimidating to reach out and ask for help, especially I think what veterans deal with, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is you are trained to protect, to be strong, to do. Sometimes I feel like that misconception that asking for help is a weakness. And it's not. You're actually braver and stronger when you recognize and you say, hey, can someone help or chat or talk,
Well, so we're not so much trained to deal with like the emotional aspect of any of that. What we're trained to do is just follow the orders. Now, if you put the order like, hey, you must, in this whole process of the mission, you must talk to this person, we probably will. It's all about just following those steps.
Right.
Nothing happens or nothing's said as far as like the emotional aspect of what you're going to be doing. It's only after the fact is where you start feeling that kind of stuff. And then you start kind of rewinding it back and looking at where things went wrong or right or whatever the case may be. And then that's where that trauma kind of sets in. The trauma doesn't start as the mission's going.
Right.
Like, traumatic things are happening, sure. But it's not until a day or 2, 3, 4 months, maybe a year when we start seeing that. But again, if you tell us like, hey, like, after this is who you're talking to. We're going to do it. It's going to be reluctant, but we're going to do it.
Right.
But then that may help.
Yeah, it quite possibly could. We had one of our guests we had on here, Omar, said from the outside, everybody looked at him and thought he was perfectly fine. But in the inside, he was dealing with some PTSD in his brain. And it actually ended up, his wife, Abby, was the one who kind of slowly was able to get him to bring it out. And to go. And now he's helping other veterans as well, with what they're doing. And I think that is the best you can see, that united community there, that support there of your fellow service member.
Well, it's like anything else. I mean, we gravitate to veterans or to military personnel because they're one of us. But we do the same thing when it comes to trauma. Like, they share the same stuff. We can talk now. We can rap about it. Or, you know, they understand me based off that, and vice versa. So yeah, it takes us a minute to jump in there.
Right.
But once we jump in there, we're gonna be swimming for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and that was always kind of my problem too. Like I have my cousin, of course, I can talk to. But he has his own stuff too. Like that's the other side of it. Also for us, is we don't want to one up our brothers and sisters in terms of how they're feeling. Right. Maybe what they went through, we do that. We play around
a little bit.
Yeah. But, you know, like if somebody's feeling it or they're not there and they're having their own issues, we typically just like put our stuff aside, compartmentalize and drive on. And it's not always good.
No, we've talked about the compartmentalizing before and the easy. I was, because of my dad being military, I was raised, you handle the situation. Then you process and react to it. And it's something I still do to this day. And it works for me well. I know other people, not necessarily the reaction that works for them. So I completely get that. Now, did you find that when you went into starting a business and running a business that you were taking things you learned from your military experience and applying them into the business that you were creating?
A little bit. A lot of it was patience.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, because, you know, like, yes, some of that stuff may be easy, but that doesn't mean that means you're going to feel like everything's going to go according to plan either.
True.
Because it's not.
No.
It took me a while to also just kind of learning business in general, learning how to own a business was, as I'm doing it, that's what's happening as well.
Yeah.
So some of it, I didn't have enough time to kind of think about it in a different light. Like the other times I was too focused on trying to make it work. And when I did make it work, okay, now I can look back on this, like maybe I spent too much money here on advertising. Maybe I did this, maybe I did that. The first year was definitely a learning curve for sure, 100%. Okay. I found very, very quickly that I had all these avenues, because I hate social media. It's a hard thing to deal with. However, being a business owner now, it is what it is.
It is a part of life. Yes, sir.
So now I just kind of, you know, I turned into the skid there and I just keep going with it now. But it took a minute. And, you know, I realized very quickly, like, oh, this stuff is free and I can just create stuff here and this will help me just fine.
I love it. I love it.
You know, I did Google ads for a long time. I spent too much money and I was like, nothing came out of it really. Yeah. And then that was it. Learning that kind of stuff and it being fresh kind of took me outside of myself a little bit. So I may have started kind of feeling the whole, like, I'm doing this stuff and some of the stuff I'm doing is like what I would do in the military. It's stopped being about that over time and to start being about just this. This is new. This is different.
Gotcha.
Whole different chapter, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is quite being in the military and owning your own business is one extreme to the other. You're going from taking orders to buck stops with you. You're the boss, you know? So it is quite a different dynamic in that way. And it's weird. We've talked about before, like sometimes being the owner is a heavy burden and sometimes it's what you thrive on and you do because you created and you built this little, you know.
That's mine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly kind of thing. Because in the military, it's not yours. You know, it's just what they tell you to do and where to go kind of thing on that aspect. So it for me, I love to see it when veterans get the opportunity to pursue owning their own business. I know not everybody wants to own their own business. We understand that. We're just showing you there's light on the other side, that you have options available to you. And you may not pick the right path the first time. That's okay. You can change your mind and move on to something else. Always huge.
That's funny too, because you know, the thought and the feeling of owning my own business was short-lived also. Because what ended up happening was, and this was a great thing, was I ended up starting to partner with nonprofits, and now it became this like vessel to use to help them versus like, hey, this is mine. It's like now this is ours now, and that's kind of what it's been.
Yeah.
It's like, of course, you know, I may reap some of the benefits because technically it's mine.
Yes.
But it's no longer for the purpose of like, this is mine, I own something, this is for me. It's more like, hey, now I'm back to serving my brothers and sisters in a way that was much bigger than I thought and anticipated.
Yeah.
And that's been the ride now.
Oh, that's awesome. Because that's the healthier way of serving the other people is doing it the way you're doing it now. Because you're not avoiding yourself.
No.
You're still taking care of you.
Yeah. There's still pieces to work on.
We're working on it. You're doing good, though. You're doing good, my friend. You hang in there.
I pack very, very well.
Okay.
Compartmentalizing is very, very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all righty then. So how did you start broaching into working with the nonprofits with your company?
Honestly, over time, just people kind of reached out to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, I kind of went through the process of vetting them, of course, the things of what they do and how they align with me. And it was just it worked out. It really just worked out. And then over time, that's kind of where it went. And then, of course, people like I said, like Dylan and stuff like that, furthering that reach that I have helped out even more. I was able to just get, people that cared.
Yeah.
And kind of had the same thought process and way of thinking than I do. And that's the nonprofits, for example. I mean, can I tag those people? Can I tell them about who I actually support?
You are welcome to talk about whatever you want, Lovey.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, so US Vets is one, right?
Yes.
And I don't know if you know, but they deal with homeless or unhoused, rather, veterans and their families to get them housing, of course, vocation, work, whatever the case may be. That's their main effort. That's what they do. They're very, very good at it. And they have branches all throughout the United States. We have one here in Vegas.
Love it.
And then, of course, Military Equestrian Foundation, which is out of Indiana. They go through equine therapy through horses and polo for veterans and their families as well. And then, I have a few businesses that I kind of partner with. They help me out. I help them out. Cool. Yeah.
I love so much that you keep saying service members and their families, because this is such a conversation we have, because a lot of times families are forgotten and they're in it, the thick of it, just as much. And it's not the same. My dad had that saying, for those who have fought for it, freedom has a taste the protected will never know. But there is, they do deal with and handle things as well. And they are kind of in the service line, just not the service member in the front line kind of aspect. So I always want to make sure they're included when we talk about things for them. So I think that's phenomenal on that range. I knew about US Vets. I didn't know we had a branch here in Vegas. So that's actually very cool to know about it. See, resources, people. It's all about getting you the right resources. So did you, have you done any of the equestrian?
So they're inviting me over a few times. I just haven't had time.
Okay.
But I will be going there, I think, sometime next year for sure.
That's awesome.
It's really, they have a ranch there. I can sleep there if I wanted to,
nice.
and do my whole thing. And yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely see. I definitely want to go there. All the companies and the nonprofits I work with, at some point, I have to have some physical face time.
Yeah.
That's the other part about being a civilian now too. Is I don't know if you know this, but we don't like kind of being around crowds, around people. It's not an easy thing to do. This right here might not be the easiest thing to do sometimes too. Being in the spotlight or being in the center or just kind of being part of a group that you're unfamiliar with is uneasy. So I am trying the best I can to do that, to do the uneasy.
Okay.
It takes some time though. It really does.
It does. It takes time a lot. And please, it's complete. Crowds are a thing for people. Okay. And you can handle them or it's not an easy thing to handle. My mother will tell you flat out, she just doesn't like them. It is, you know what? She could put up with them better when she was younger. Now she's just not a fan of crowds. My sister doesn't really like the crowds either. There's just something about them, on that.
It's control. A lot of it's control. Like there's too many variables now to consider. And that's anywhere. If you're overseas on mission, it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
You have more people watching your back, of course, at that point.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. When you're here, it's really just you and a few other people you might be with.
Yeah.
Which makes it even more uneasy. So you have to really just kind of hype yourself up. Like it takes me a few months to hype myself up if I want to go to like a concert or anything like that. Like I have to like really like work.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. I got you. I mean, like sporting events, I'm there.
Yeah. I would love to. I mean, I want to.
Concerts, that'd take some hyping up for me to a few years ago. Yeah. I don't mind concerts. We went to see, okay. So my husband and I love Matt Rife, the comedian, and we went to his show over at MGM and the Grand Garden Arena, and getting in and out of that place. Especially with a security mindset, I'm going, oh my gosh. Yeah, and that is all of us. Again, it's all of us, and it's nerve-wracking, and also it's just kind of dangerous in general because there's one little thing that could snap us, and anything can happen at that point. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, and I think that admitting it is one of the ways that you start working towards trying to work through it. I think sometimes, I mean, we talk about compartmentalizing. We talk about, pushing stuff down, denial. Oh, denial is a fun thing. Now that doesn't bother me. I'm fine. And then, by the end of the night, you're shaking and you're having a rough time with it. That's not only for veterans people. That's anybody can deal with that kind of stuff. It is just one of those things, certain spaces, environments, things, ways. It's just like how music can bring you back a beautiful, wonderful memory. It's the same, I guess, train of thought is what I'm looking at saying with it. You never know what's going to do what,
It's a lot of it's just about being vulnerable.
Yeah.
We have to be okay with being vulnerable in certain situations. It took a lot for me to realize, like, hey, just because I'm vulnerable doesn't mean I'm in danger. And that's the thing. So you just have to kind of step outside yourself. You really have to try. And most of the time, you're going to be trying without having any fun. And then maybe you'll get a shred of fun in there. But it's about really just trying to be normal.
Gotcha. Yeah. It can't be an easy thing to go through. I didn't serve. I did not see combat. My father was one of the rare people that was able to maintain a very positive, strong mental health when he came back, but he's in the minority. Most people are dealing and working through things. So, but I think that vulnerability is one of those words too that I think people associate with weakness, and it's not a weakness, So it's aligning that. It's always about the verbiage, everyone. You gotta make sure you're understanding how it's associated with you, with what you're dealing with in that aspect.
What's that? But it's also what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with those words? Is the big thing. And I'm big on like, okay, well, if it's negative, I'm going to try to do something positive. If it's positive, I'm going to try to do something negative. There's that human.
Hey, I appreciate that honesty, my friend.
But I'm going to try the best I can, and that's kind of the whole thing. Also, like I've never been a victim. I've never portrayed being a victim. I've never tried to be. I'd rather people just stay out of my business if possible.
Fair enough.
And a lot of that was a way to like cope, and a lot of it was a way to just be safe. And do all that stuff, and just realizing like, hey, it's okay to just allow people in every now and then. Helped me quite a bit for sure.
That's good. That's really, really good. We had Bill Emmel from 22 Warriors Foundation a few episodes ago, and he's a phenomenal human being. He's been through a lot, and he is so very open and candid and honest about it. And I know it took him a lot to get to the point where he can be in that aspect, but it makes such a difference. And I have seen people comment on episodes or clips where someone like Bill, they just said something, and that person was like, oh my gosh, I was thinking that same thing, or oh my gosh, I was feeling that same thing. And it just helps people know they're not alone out there.
It's a much bigger community that people think. It really is. Not just even the military side, but again, the families, of course, but also just people that are patriotic, people that have just been through stuff in general. Because I mean, we're not the only ones that go through trauma, for sure. No. there's all those things. It just takes one like moment to be like, okay, I gravitate towards that, or I feel that, or I can relate to that for somebody to be just okay, because now they're not alone.
Yeah.
But it takes time. You have to be willing to listen though too. That's the other thing.
Listening is the key.
Yeah.
Listening is the key. And that's the hardest thing for us to do.
What was that?
It's the hardest thing for us to do.
Just joking. See.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I actually, in sales, so you guys understand, in sales, they say to be a great salesperson, shut up and listen. And then to be a better salesperson, shut up and listen. To be the best salesperson, for the love of God, shut up and listen. Because you'll hear what, your clientele needs, where they need to go. And our tendency is to talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it runs into it. Now, was it harder for you doing the business that you're doing with your, because you don't really go into crowds. You're kind of a social media grown business the way it goes, but how did that factor into the business itself for you?
That helped me and motivated me to do it more, just for the fact that I was able to do it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, granted, there's a lot that comes with, a lot of opportunity that comes with being out there physically and all that stuff, and I definitely have to balance that out. But it is done in such a way, at least my company, in such a way that it's not necessary. I don't have to. But it's also kind of a cop-out in a way.
Okay.
So I have to, there's a lot of things I still have to revamp about this thing, and it's really just kind of those type of approaches. It's like, okay, you got to this point, you're comfortable with this point now. Mm-hmm. You need to do more to reach more. You need to figure those things out. Like I said, going with the nonprofits and seeing them physically and doing all those things, doing the Nevada Entrepreneurs things. It's not something I would normally do if it wasn't for something like this.
Yeah.
But again, it's a good thing that I have something where if I didn't feel like doing it that day, I don't have to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a very good point to make. We put so much pressure on ourselves. We really, really do. We do not give ourselves grace or that liberty to be able to be like, hey, I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to do it. Sometimes but I have to do it. I mean.
Yeah, I have to talk myself out of having to a lot. And that's kind of why, like I was telling you earlier, as far as just my shifts, as far as some of the organizations I was working with, I just didn't have enough time for myself. And I was kind of burning the candle on both ends, and I needed to kind of reevaluate what I was doing a little bit, because some of the stuff was lacking as far as my businesses go and the nonprofits. And I had to do that.
Yeah.
And that comes with also owning a business, though.
Yeah, it does. So. It does. It does. I think that we are hardest on ourselves, but we also tend to not focus as easy. Like I love public speaking. I love doing this podcast. I love everything about it. But I have a job and I have family and I have people who need me. And so I'm going to take care of them and do my job and protect the people that, and then I'll get to do my other thing here. There are days when I look at my schedule and I go, between everything I'm doing, I'm exhausted. I need to stop. I need a break. I need to breathe, because you do. And I will do stuff for other people. This started out living off of my father's legacy. My father was a very helpful man. He used to help people when he was in the Navy and supply. If the military spouses were looking for a job, he'd talk to his connection at the commissary, whatever. So I ended up handling a specialty hire program at my company for military families. Started living on the legacy. The podcast was an idea, came to build up. It is now growing and becoming its own, which is wonderful and exciting to see. But I still sometimes forget that I do work a regular job too. And I do.
No.
And my husband's in real estate, so we both have to bring each other back to center point sometimes.
But that's the thing, though, right? It became something that you love also.
Oh, yeah.
That's the other thing. I mean, if you didn't love it, then it would probably be a lot easier for you to be like forgetful on this.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. But that's the whole point. It kind of grew into. That's the same thing with the business too.
Oh, yeah.
Something that's like it's part of me now. Like and like I don't know. The funny thing is, if it ended today, then I'll probably try to do something that builds upon that legacy in some other fashion. It might be Freedom Bear or something else, or whatever the case may be. But it's always going to be a part of me now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I will say that I am very good with the guilt. Is because I'm not a big social media person either, and I'm supposed to be doing lots of postings. And right now, my little director's off on the side, like, yeah, you should be doing postings every day. There are days it just doesn't happen. And then I feel guilty that I didn't get the post done. And it's the quicksand, because then something else happens in my regular job and I don't get a post done that day. And so then I feel guilty I didn't do 2 days of posting. It is you have to totally like almost talk yourself down.
That thing's so hard though too to navigate. It really is. Like Instagram, for example, like you have to try to balance authenticity with saturation and all those other things. Like, do you want to be in everybody's face all the time, every day? Depends on what you're doing. Or do you want to be like, hey, like, just like me, I'm not feeling like doing it today. You guys should also be okay with that. I'm not doing it today. And wait for the next post tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have to try to balance that out. But I'm doing better as far as like posting, but not so much on the Freedom Bear side, more on my personal side. But a lot of it, I mean, you've seen, I think, a lot of them.
I do. I love your posts.
Appreciate that. A lot of them is just my thoughts.
I know. When people are honest 100%, just true to their heart with what you can tell in the post when it is, I'm just posting this because it's a fun thing to post, or versus this is how I feel. Yeah. And even if it is a picture, a poem, or something that someone posted before, but if it is hitting you, then that's where that platform is to grow out from. People get a little confused with me because I do funny videos. My husband, with real estate, he has the Las Vegas Motor Coach Resort, and I'm the ditzy part of the videos there, which is fun for me to portray. And then I use that as my clutch that, oh, well, technically I posted something today. But it was really just him, and he tagged me, and I accepted the collaboration.
But that works, though, too.
It works.
Like, I mean, I have a lot more posts because of collaborations and stuff like that, and it's a very helpful tool for sure. But the personal side has became kind of a whole different thing too for me. It's grown in a way, at least for myself, to where like, hey, people kind of are laughing at my dark humor, my satire, some of the sarcasm that I have there. And it's a way to like, hey, tell people like, hey, this is kind of how we think. Yeah. This is how messed up it is. This is the guise of what's happening. Yeah. But this is kind of how we look at it. Doesn't mean it's okay, but it means like if we can laugh at it, maybe you could not fear us so much. Maybe not put our feelings on a pedestal, or maybe the stigmas of who we are as veterans, whatever the case may be. Maybe you can stop doing that. Yeah. And that's kind of what that was built on. Yeah. Well,
I love it. I think it's great, and I think that you're doing it, my friend. You are working hard. You are working hard at it, and you are growing with it. And I think that's awesome. We talk about so many resources. We talk about different groups we work with and everywhere to reach out to get people so they know they have that avenue to go to. So I think that's phenomenal. And I appreciate your candid honesty. You're trying. You're pushing. That's good, because there's going to be somebody out there who's trying and pushing, and they're like, hey, I got a shot. He's trying too. I'm not alone, Yeah,
and it's okay to fail. That's the thing. It's okay to fail. Again, and you have to be like, hey, it doesn't mean like you're not, that person that's like awesome and does everything right all the time. It doesn't mean it's not, but just means that the cards just weren't in your favor at that day. Yeah. At that time. Like there's other things around you that stop things from happening. It's not just you.
That's true. That's a very true statement. That is a very true statement. My boss has always said that you can't succeed if you haven't at least failed once, because you have to learn lessons from what you're doing. And it's okay to fail, but you got to get up, dust yourself off, and try again.
Also, it comes with a real appreciation. Like if you get it right the first time, I mean, how much are you really going to appreciate that? So, I mean, maybe you feel blessed or whatever the case may be, but my appreciation for everything in life was hardship, being broke, being homeless, practically doing all the stuff that I have now. I greatly appreciate because I didn't have it. Yeah. The opposite applies.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to appreciate it if you have it just there.
Yeah. Yeah. There is something to an effort and an earned of it. And I find that the looking back and the learning on it, even after I've learned a lesson from it and I move forward, later on, I go back and I look at it and I see something I didn't see at the time that was I could also fix that too. Oh, I could see, and it's just a chance to expand it a little more because it's a lot and it's easy to pick on yourself. Pick on yourself. Stop picking on yourself. Do that so easily to yourself. So,
Unless, it's for fun, like I do. But
unless it's for fun, and then it's condoned and he's okay with it if you're going to do it. Okay. So I want to thank you for coming on the show and being a part of this with us today. Yeah. I appreciate so much you talking about this. I'm excited about Freedom Bear and what you're doing. I'm excited about all those groups you're partnering with and moving up from and going for. It's a very cool thing to see. And I thank you so much for your service and how you continue to give to your fellow service members in everything that you do. So thank you very much for that, Damien. And thank you for being here with us today.
Absolutely.
It's been fantastic. It is that time, my friends. So we like, share, follow Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, our website. Check it out, homefrontharmony.org. Get your resources that you need. Thank you for being with us today, and we will see you next time.
Faded photographs covered now with lines increasing, tickets torn in half.